the most important point is that you are conscious of the existence of this idea and that you truly care for your clients and superiors. 皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Let's Ask Shogo. Out of many business rules in Japan, the upper and lower seats might be one of the most complicated and troublesome ones. Many young people in Japan too are starting to say that this culture is outdated and meaningless. However, unfortunately, there are still many people, especially in the older generation, who think of it as basic business manners. Although on one hand, I think that we should change the culture and focus on actual productivity. On the other hand, I think it would surely be better for you to understand the basics than to not know anything about it for better communication. So today, as a man who has worked at 3 different Japanese companies before and currently running my own, I will explain about what the upper and lower seats are and how this culture was born, as well as 10 different situations on how to properly choose where to sit. By watching this video, you will obtain basic knowledge about upper and lower seats to the level that you won't be troubled in real life. This video is perfect not just for those who are willing to work in Japan, but also to those who will study in Japan and communicate with any sensei or senpai in the future. If you enjoyed watching this video, I hope you can take a look at part 1 where I explained the business greetings and part 2 about exchanging business cards. In this channel, you can take a closer look at Japanese traditional culture, tips on traveling to Kyoto, and social problems in Japan. So learners and lovers of Japanese language and culture, be sure to subscribe to enjoy more content. それでは本日も参りたいと思います。First of all, let's talk about what upper and lower seats are in the first place. It is the idea when a group of people sit or stand somewhere together. Each position has a higher rank and lower rank. So the person in a higher rank within the company would sit or stand in the higher area, and the lower position in the lower area. Basically, the nearer the seat or area is to the entrance of the room, the lower, and the farther away, the higher. But why? How was this culture born? This is a tradition that originally started during the samurai eras, when sitting closer to the entrance of the room meant that there's a risk of being attacked by enemies easier. That's why they kept the samurai leaders far away from the entrance as possible, and eventually that became the culture of letting the higher ranked people sit in the farthest corner of the room. No. There are no bandits going to be attacking you today in Japanese society. And that's why many people say that we don't need this tradition anymore. But there are still many people who believe that it is a way to show respect to the superiors and the elderly. And that's why it still lingers on today. Then next, let's take a look at some real-life examples of upper and lower seats to deepen our understanding towards the rules. But before we start, please understand these 3 fundamental rules of how it works. 1. The closer to the entrance, the lower the seat. The farther away, the higher. 2. Left is always superior to right. 3. The rank of the seat area will also be affected by the things and items inside the place. Let's take a look at these 10 situations and do a quiz to have fun learning about this. 1. Reception room, general kinds. 2. Reception room, different types of chairs. 3. Meeting room, general kinds. 4. Meeting room, U-shaped table. 5. Meeting room, round table. 6. Japanese style room. 7. Elevators. 8. Taxis. 9. When driving a car. 10. Shinkansen, bullet trains. 1. Reception room, general kinds. There is a general reception room with 4 seats of the same kind. please try to number the seats by how high they are. The hint is the closest seat to the door is lower and the farthest away is higher. The answer is this. In a simple room like this, the fundamental rules can be applied, and it's not that difficult. However, depending on the positions of the windows in the room or arts on the walls, the seats might change. 2. Reception room. Different types of chairs. Next, there is another reception room with different types of chairs. The chair on the top side is a couch. The two on the bottom side are chairs with elbow rests. The left one is a chair without elbow rests. And the right one is a stool with no back or elbow rests. The hint is the type of chairs will affect which seat is higher and lower. The answer is this. Inside a reception room, the seats are more important in the order of a couch, a seat with elbow rests, a seat without elbow rests, and a stool. So basically, sit on the smallest chair closest to the door while you are still a junior kohai. 3. Meeting room. General kinds. Next, let's take a look at the 3 different types of meeting rooms. This one is a general meeting room with 6 seats. If this was your company's meeting room, and there are 3 people from your client and 3 people from your own company, where would they sit? The hint is that this is a place to hold a meeting. The answer is this. First of all, your clients are of course more important than the people of your own company if you are the host. So the 3 will be on the other side of the room. However, the upper seats are not the furthest side of the room, but in the middle of each seat. This is because at a meeting, sitting in the middle is the most comfortable seat to listen to everyone and to say your opinions. 4. Meeting room. U-shaped table. Then what if the meeting room had a U-shaped table? This time, the meeting will be held within your company. So you don't have to think of the host and guest relationship. The hint is to apply all 3 of the basic rules of upper and lower seats. The answer is this. The closer to the door, the lower the seat is. And left is always superior to right, so this is how it will be. Also, the highest seat will be the side of the table with the biggest area. 5. Meeting room. Round table. The last meeting room has a round table in it. The hint is apply the same rules you just did in the U-shaped table. The answer is this. Yes, basically the idea is the same with the U-shaped table. So I'm pretty sure you got this one right. 6. Japanese style room. Now, let's see how it would be in a Japanese style room. The hint is to consider where the most important place of the room is. The answer is this. It might seem basically the same as the regular reception room, but in a Japanese style room, you must also consider where the tokonoma is. Tokonoma is considered the most important place inside a Japanese style house and room, where hanging scrolls, flowers, and katana are often kept. It's slightly higher than the other parts of the floor to show respect to the items placed there. 7. Elevators. From here, let's take a look at the 4 situations that are not rooms. The first situation is where you ride an elevator. The hint is that you have to consider what you have to do on an elevator. The answer is this. Yes, when you ride elevators, you must press buttons to operate it. So regardless of left or right, the area that's closest to the operating buttons are the lowest area. The highest area will be behind the lowest area. 8. Taxi. The upper and lower seat rules apply even when you ride cars too. Let's take a look at a situation of riding a taxi with 4 people together. The hint is that there's something you have to do on taxis too. The answer is this. Yes, when you ride a taxi, someone must be responsible for giving directions and doing the payments. So the seat next to the driver will actually be the lowest seat. Also, because we drive on the left side in Japan, the seat on the right side is the farthest seat. And because the middle seat is uncomfortable, it is the third seat and not the second. The taxi might be one of the most complicated situations with upper and lower seats. 9. When driving a car. Then how would it change in a car driven by our clients or superiors? The hint is there will be different rules that will be applied than the taxi. The answer is this. Because it is a client or superior driving the car, no one will have to give orders or pay money. So simply, the front seat will be the upper seat. The seats in the back will follow the same law as the taxi. The middle seat is the lowest. 10. Shinkansen, bullet trains. The final situation is where there are 4 people sitting together inside a Shinkansen. The hint is you have to consider the direction the train is moving towards. The answer is this. The window seats are the higher seats, and the aisle seats are lower. Also, facing towards the direction of travel are the higher seats, because it is more comfortable to sit. Before we end this video, I need to emphasize that these are just examples of the basic rules, and they are not always correct. For example, if your clients or bosses have injuries, or if they are an elderly, it would not be convenient to shove them into the furthest seat of a taxi, right? The most important point is that you are conscious of the existence of this idea and that you truly care for your clients and superiors. And you don't have to worry about it that much. If you kind of understand what I've explained today, the other things your boss or sensei will surely teach you if necessary. Then lastly, today's conclusion. Upper and lower seats are the idea that when a group of people sit or stand somewhere together, each position has a higher rank and lower rank. This is a tradition that originally started during the samurai eras, when sitting closer to the entrance of the room meant that there was a risk of being attacked by enemies easier. Eventually, this became the culture of letting the higher ranked people sit in the farthest corner of the room to show your respect. The 3 basic rules of upper and lower seats are: 1. The closer to the entrance, the lower the seat. The farther away, the higher. 2. Left is always superior to right. 3. The rank of the seat or area will also be affected by the things and items inside the place. However, the most important point is that you are conscious about the existence of this idea and that you truly care for your clients and superiors. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you thought, oh my gosh, there's just so many rules in Japan, how do you guys remember all of these things? Please hit the like button to help me boost this video to more people. And our goal is to achieve 1 million subscribers by January 2023, so your help is what we need. And please check out our sub-channel and membership through the link inside the description box. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. どうもありがとうございました。So in today's video, I explained that the upper and lower seats is a business rule, right? Yes. But actually is really applied anywhere. Like for example, if the people in my dojo went to have a meal together with our instructor together, we would definitely consider the upper and lower seats. Maybe, for example, if my wife Harumi went to have lunch together with, for example, the other mothers, in the same preschool, they might consider the upper and lower seats too. Yes. So unlike the part 1 and part 2 video I made, part 3, this upper and lower seats can be applied much more often, what should I say, can be applied in many more occasions compared to the first 2 videos. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much.